yo, we got Santi in the building. What's up, Santi?
Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. What's up?
Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay, bow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay, yippee yay. Oh, like, don't get me started, Santi. I got my guitar and everything, so it's a whole thing around here today.
Wow. That's can that actually can you make music with it? Like could you?
Me and maybe some other talented person could, but not specifically me.
Oh, that's a Jeff Jarrett guitar.
Yeah, I got it
So
from an AEW All Elite crate, so it
so
specifically says Jeff Jarrett on there.
so that's designed to bash it over like a little person's head then.
Yeah, like a little, but you can actually play the strings and stuff, so you get a little something out of it.
All right. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
it's my
good.
new favorite thing. I use it all the time now. Anyways, alrighty, here we go. Hey there, everyone. Welcome to the Raw Post Show. It's Denise Salcedo and Santi Zap. Santi, who is fresh. You got a glow today, Santi. You have a
Do
glow.
I?
You want to know why?
Tell me.
Because you were here in SoCal. You got the LA glow. You got a little bit of sun. You got some good food. You got some of the vibes. How did it go, man?
It was good. It was too short. I was there for like less than 48 hours. The travel sucks because it's cross continent for me, each way 5 hours. But hey, once I'm there, I did feel rejuvenated. I'm back now, and now I'm getting sick, which is classic me. I have the immune system of a bruised peach. Anytime I'm in any venue that has more than 3 people in it, I get sick.
You know what? You want to know what it is, Santi? Is that you primarily work from home. So you're in like this bubble protection of your house, and you go outside and your immune system is not that strong anymore. It's like weakened. So like one person sneezes 2 miles from you and you're like, that's it, I'm done.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Like, I don't know if I'm getting like a strep throat or a sore throat, or if it's like from screaming at the Chargers game. Either way, I'm gonna pop my dick, man. As in, I'm gonna pop some vitamin D.
Okay, so let me tell you, as a professional person who's gone to concerts and lost my voice, every time you lose your voice at some sort of event, it's followed by a cold. I don't know why, but it just happens that way. Every time I go see Taylor Swift and I lose my freaking mind, I will have a cold the following day. It's just like a thing.
What's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
My
It
favorite.
doesn't matter what your
You
favorite Taylor
motherfucker
Swift
again?
song is. Bob S, Travis Swift. Why do
I'm
I
fucking
care?
done with you, Santi. You know what? I'm done. I'm done with this post show. I'm done with everything. That's it. I'm over this. Every single time I'm always about to give an honest to God answer to those questions. So I get very excited.
One of these days you're gonna realize that you're getting hit with it, and you'll be able to clap back. But until then,
that's 2 times. I'm gonna redeem myself. Don't worry. Don't worry. Next time you do it, watch.
all right. Sounds
Hey,
good.
by the
Gonna
way,
be on
one more
watch.
question.
Yes.
Did you get any street hot dogs while you were out here in Inglewood?
Yeah, because there's like 50 street dog vendors right outside of SoFi after the game. So yeah.
Oh, you did get some?
Yeah, I got one. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Did you like it?
It's good. They're good. They just pack it with like sauteed vegetables too. It's nice.
It's grilled onions and all of that. Oh, the smell, it gets you. Like the second you walk in, you're like, what's that? I want that. $5, let's go. Give me my freaking street hot dog. Yeah. I left you a comment on Instagram and I was like, get the street hot dog just in case. Because bro, those are awesome.
Oh, they were good. They were good.
They're 11. All right, well, let's get into Monday Night Raw. There's been a lot that has gone down in the last couple of days with Wrestlepalooza heading into this episode of Raw. Santi, going into this episode of Raw,
Wrestlepalooza. Am I right?
Yeah, that wasn't that rough. So what was your favorite match of the night, Santi, for Wrestle? What did you say?
Wrestlepalooza. It's a reach. It's a reach, but I'm trying to make it a thing. All right, we're gonna make it a thing.
Hold on, say it again.
Wrestlepalooza.
Okay, I don't know why I can't say it. Wrestlepalooza. I can't say it. Wrestlepalooza. I can't say it. All right, I'm struggling here. Okay. So let me ask you a question. Honest question. What was your reaction to everybody's reactions that were mad about ESPN giving WWE a grade of C for Wrestlepalooza?
I mean, wait, why are people mad? Like that is the correct grade.
That's what look, my reaction to that was, why does everyone care? When I saw that today, this morning, people were legitimately pissed off, and I thought, who
Yeah. Who
cares?
cares? Who cares? I didn't know people were pissed about that. I thought everybody's like,
Please
yeah, that makes
don't.
sense. What's
Yeah,
that?
it's like the big topic of today on social media for whatever reason. It's everywhere all over my timeline. And I was baffled. I'm like, who cares? Like, so what? They gave him a C, whatever.
I thought a C was generous, if I'm
You
being
mean to
honest with
tell
you.
me Brock Lesnar and John Cena didn't rock your world?
It rocked the boat so much that I fell out, drowned, and died. That's how much it rocked my world in all the worst possible ways.
Yeah, unfortunately, it just wasn't a hit. So I kind of went into Raw today thinking this has to be a good show because coming off of Wrestlepalooza, can't
Nope.
fucking say it. I can't
Nope.
fucking say it. Coming off of that show, I felt like they needed to do something a little bit bigger. So with that being said, overall, do you think that Raw delivered today following Wrestlepalooza?
This episode of Monday Night Raw, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding, was better than all of Wrestlepalooza. I was more entertained by this episode of Raw than Wrestlepalooza from beginning to end. This was the best episode of Monday Night Raw in like 7 months, and it wasn't even that good. That's how low the bar has been on Monday Night Raw, because it's been ending the same way. And all they needed to do was put on a banger women's main event, put a pretty solid, decent show from beginning to end, and I'm pleased. Seriously, this was the best episode of Monday Night Raw in like 2 months. At the very least, since SummerSlam, I think this is the best episode of Monday Night Raw. And again, I don't think this was some monumentally good episode. It was just a run-of-the-mill, decent episode. But when you compare it to what we've had for the past 7 weeks, it feels like we're seeing God with how good this episode was.
Definitely the best main event that we've gotten in a really long time because let's just get right to it. Asuka and Rhea Ripley. I felt so relieved. And by the way, next week we are getting back the Vision and the Usos in a tornado tag match. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be main event the show. Whatever. I was relieved, Santi, today when I saw that we were getting a different kind of a match. We were getting a singles match. We were getting the women. We were getting Asuka and Rhea that you don't see every week. We were getting something that actually has a story on the show that has been pretty interesting. I would say I've been following, the threads and I've been enjoying them. I felt like today, even with the involvement of Kairi Sane and Asuka accidentally taking her out and that causing Rhea to roll her up and get the win, even with that, oh, I was locked in on this match with the strikes that Asuka was hitting on Rhea. That was freaking entertaining. But also just the way that it ended with her accidentally hitting Kairi. I thought all of that fit into their story nicely. Io coming out afterwards once they were both attacking her and she was covered with the mist from Asuka. All of it just felt exciting and new, and I cared about these people involved in this main event. It was such a relief to not get the same thing with the same people over and over for the main event.
Yeah, one of the pieces of feedback that I gave this match during my live stream is that this felt like NXT Asuka. It felt like it had the snappiness and like the hard-hitting nature and the awesome like into submission reversals that Asuka was known for down in NXT. That awesome like reversal into like the knee bar into the ankle lock there towards the end of the match. It was so clean. This was a wonderful match. Was the like post-match shenanigans results predictable? Yes, but it made sense. That was naturally where the story was progressing, and I'm glad that they just got to that story beat now so that we can build towards what I presumably will be a tag match at Crown Jewel and not wait until the go-home episode to announce it. This should be announced for next episode and give us a solid 3 weeks of building this match. And if this is the first bullet fired to that feud at Crown Jewel, then so far as fans, we're eating with this feud. It's good.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling too, because there's a lot of little things that I've liked in this. For example, they had a backstage today where Rhea was telling Io, kind of pointing out all her red flags and trying to, talking a little bit of shit on her, right? And then Io got defensive. And Santi, the way that I sort of connected the dots. It's like when someone's in a really bad relationship and you as a friend say the things you want to say because that other person's bitching about their spouse and you finally agree. And then they get mad because you agreed and you're like, well, you can't say that. Only I can say that. That's what that felt like. And I like those little nuances where now Io was really not unsure and she was unsure and she ended up paying the price afterwards today on Raw with Asuka going and taking her out. And finally we got right to the point where, okay, don't trust Asuka. Here it is. She took you out.
Yeah. It reminds me of this episode of Euphoria. Have you ever seen this show?
I saw the first season, but not the second season.
All right, there's a
Too much
scene.
dongs.
Yeah, there's many a dong. There's also boobies for those that are fans of boobies.
Yeah, but the dongs are like ugly to look at. They're just they're horrendous. All right, so they're so ugly. Every time I was like, ugh.
I forgot what I was gonna say. I got dong on the brain now. I think we should just move on.
Oh wait, what was I? Okay, I was talking about about the little details, not in the dongs, by the way. Oh great, I don't know why I'm thinking about that now too. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah. The nuances in the story with Io and Rhea and how she was sort of conflicted and now she knows that she should have paid attention to Rhea all along. They got to the point quick, Santi.
Yeah. And in an era of Triple H storytelling where he likes to drag things out, oftentimes way longer than he needs to, it's just nice to see the story progressing on a week-by-week basis. I love that even though we weren't getting very matches for like Rhea and the Kabuki Warriors and Io for that fact, that they were always heavily featured in backstage segments progressing the storyline. So it's nice that now we can bring that storyline into the ring now, right? All of the correct pieces have been moved on the chessboard, and now we can have combinations of different matches. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we get like Kyrie versus Rhea Ripley next week, or the combinations of different matches until we eventually get to the tag match. What again, I presume will be Crown Jewel. There's no way that they have a show in Australia and not feature Rhea Ripley. And I think that this is a great match to feature her in so that she isn't just perennially in the main event world championship picture.
I'm with you on that. They got to do Kyrie now and also Rhea, especially because she was forced to do the attack on her. Oh, I was dying of laughter during that because every single time Kyrie's like, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. And then she would go and start wailing at her like she forgot that she was scared. And we saw that multiple times. So I do think they got to do that. And the tag match also at Crown Jewel. All right, we got a couple of super chats. Let's see what everybody's saying. We got David Primero. Thank you, David. He says, Asuka needs to beat Rhea one-on-one. The disrespect to her being undefeated for over 900 days and not giving her the win at WrestleMania. Well, I mean, it was different time during that point when they did Rhea and Asuka at WrestleMania. That was when Rhea was nowhere near as popular at that time to where she is now. I thought that even though I love Asuka and Asuka's freaking awesome, I thought that the way that they closed out today's show, it fit perfectly. It really, really did fit perfectly. I think they need to give Asuka respect in the sense that she's got to be on the show more. And thankfully she has been in the last couple of weeks. Thank you.
Yeah,
David.
especially with matches. I want to see more of this Asuka in the ring.
Oh, we got to get Asuka and Stephanie. They've been teasing that for a while. That's something where I'm like, oh, I can't wait till we finally get there. So, and you know what I thought at one point? I almost thought at one point when they did that backstage today with Nikki and Rhea and Stephanie, I almost thought we were going to get like a 3-on-3 and I kind of hoped for it, but it doesn't seem like that's happening. Anyways, thank you, David. We got Mintaro here who says, Santi, you're a heel on the show, and it does mutter what our fucking favorite song is. So funny. Thank you, Victaro. We got infamous Raider Loco. Oh, here we go. He says, man of my word, acknowledging your Chargers after winning last Monday night against my Raiders. Great thing about the division, we got round 2 at home in LA, so it isn't over just yet, but enjoy the 3-0 until next time, sir. Stephanie Vaquer, Latina champ, muscle.
Infamous. Let me just say one thing to you, man.
That's messed up, bro. That's messed up.
Oh man, look at you. Look in the mirror, you bum. You lame ass Raiders fan, dumbass Raiders fan, lame ass Raiders fan. Oh man, couldn't be me.
You're laughing now, Santi, because things are going good for you. But hey, maybe they won't. I'm just saying.
But that's the world of sports. It's all about what have you done for me lately? And you know what? They've done nothing. My team has done it all.
Brag. I have no bragging rights right now as a Jets fan. Nothing. I just got to sit here and be silent. Nothing to offer. Thank you, Infamous Raider Loco. We got Tracy WV here who says, looking forward to your Chris Van Vliet interview, Santi. Dude, Chris is the shit, man. How was that? And obviously, you know, we won't get spoilers yet, but how was that?
It'll be good, man. We originally planned for an hour. We yapped so much. We went to like an hour 30. So you guys will like it. We just geeked out about wrestling for like the entire hour and a half.
I love that. Did you know Chris Van Vliet's actually the person who introduced me to you? I don't think I ever told you that.
No.
Not like actually introduced, but like told me about you. He was like, hey, he's like, do you know Santi? And I was like, no, I don't know Santi. And he was like, oh yeah, Santi does this on TikTok and he does that on YouTube. You should check out his work. And that's actually how I learned of you, was through Chris Van Vliet.
All right. Yeah. Well, he and I, we got the best hairlines in the biz.
We got Stephen Marchuli. Thank you, Tracy, who says, long-term story, Jey turns on Cody. He was looking at that bout. Jey and Roman will be heel until late some point. All right, so we got a whole lot of that has been going down with Jey basically pissed off that they lost the match because LA Knight was the special guest referee. So he's really pissed off about that. There was a moment where Jimmy had Cody go talk to Jey because he hasn't been liking Jey's attitude. Jey has just been like super, he's sort of been on the edge of his nerves. He had a match today with LA Knight in which he did defeat LA Knight. Yeah. I don't know, man. I totally read this story wrong, man. We've been talking about this for a while and I legitimately thought it was going to be the other direction where LA Knight was going to be the heel in this, but I like Jey Uso being this sassy. I'm not, I'm kind of done with being the nice guy. I got some shit I want to say is how I want to act. I'm fed up with some people. We're sensing a lot of frustration from Jey, and I kind of like it.
I like it too. I still don't think it leads to a heel turn for either of them. Funny enough, let's say we live in a world where it's for sure one of them turns heel, I still think it's LA Knight. I still think, if anything, it's a misdirection right now that Jey Uso is the one that's got like the darker tendencies. I just think that the story for Jey Uso has to eventually at some point involve Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns is the one that sent him down this path. But I think the story will be one of redemption, and we might get the semblance of a heel turn, but I don't think that we'll ever get proper heel Jey Uso. Like, he's still, even though he's more dark, more vicious, and more selfish, he's still out there, running it back on commercial break with the crowd, still yeeting with the kids. Those two, those don't work together, right? At some point, one of them needs to give way, and I just don't think that they're going to drop this super popular entrance, this merch machine, somebody that's super family friendly, puts butts on seats when it comes to the younger audiences. I just don't see it. And I'm not saying that he can't play the heel role well, because he can. We've seen it before. I'm trying to visualize how we get from babyface to proper heel Jey, and I don't see it.
And the yeet movement is too strong. It's too strong. It's too powerful. It's never going to stop. It's like the what chance. It's just going to live in wrestling infamy forever. Like when Jey is a little old man and retires and he's done, people are still going to be yeeting. They're still going to be whatting. They're still going to be doing the yes, yes, yes. There are just things that take over and last forever. So it is going to be kind of hard to turn, I think, Jey Uso heel. I think, seeing him with some edge, we'll get that. But I do think, same as you, that would sort of be the extent of that. Thank you, Steven. He also says, I like the new Rhea story because I believe that means Rhea versus Stephanie for WrestleMania. They've been teasing that for a long time now. They know what the people want. Triple H knows that the people want this one. If not, they wouldn't have had as many backstage segments as they have done in the past. But since we're on the topic of Stephanie, she had an incredible match with Io. She had a great moment, won the title, and and she's celebrating with her dad. She goes today. Her dad is there with her, and she cuts a promo in Spanish and in English with Santi. You are a bilingual speaker. I'm a bilingual speaker. Can you imagine having to cut a promo in Spanish and English in front of all those people on national television after one of the most incredible moments of your entire life when you're not even 100% in the other language? The difficulty of that is honestly, it's a lot. It's very, very difficult from what I think.
Yeah, I can imagine that it's overwhelming, like needing to switch between the two languages. Like, I mean, I do it pretty naturally because I've spoken English for 20 plus years of my life, and I was born as a Spanish speaker. But like trying to put, like, for example, my parents in that position, they're fumbling all over the damn place. And seeing Stephanie being able to do it so naturally and charismatically, while also getting the point across in both languages, because her English has gotten a lot better, made me happy. But more than anything, aside from the promos, because I do think obviously the promos are super important, especially for Stephanie Vaquer. I think we can check it off. Okay, good promo. But more than anything, brother, she just looked amazing with that title. Like, it belongs on her. It looked so natural around her shoulders.
Yeah, she came out there with that red corset and the nice pants. I was like, yo, I broke down the whole look, Santi. I loved the whole outfit that she had. She did come across as a star, and the people were hanging on to her words. And there's been situations like that where people have gone out there and they've been like, what chanted? Nobody was doing that. Everybody was like mesmerized, locked in on Stephanie, and they were enjoying what she has to do. So here's the thing. Her next big match from the looks of it is Crown Jewel. So Crown Jewel, she's obviously gonna be facing the champion. On SmackDown, they're gonna do Nia Jax, Jade Cargill, and Tiffany Stratton. The winner of that, whether or not Tiffany Stratton retains, don't know, is gonna go on to face Stephanie Vaquer, champion versus champion. So we got that whole element, and then we got the Asuka thing brewing. So that's kind of what it seems like that's all that seems like they really got going on for Stephanie. What do you think the outcome will be of that triple threat? Do you see Tiffany Stratton dropping the strap yet or not yet?
I can, if this injury thing that's like looming around the interwebs is real. I could see them taking the title off of her. Here's what I'll say. The ideal perfect universe, it is Stephanie versus Tiffany. I am willing to settle for Stephanie versus Jade, but I do not want Stephanie versus Nia. So I've got like
why not Nia?
Because I already saw it last year with Nia Jax. Because she was in the Crown Jewel match, and we already have Cody Rhodes repeating in the Crown Jewel match, and Nia Jax, she's literally only there in the position that she's in at this moment because she's the default top heel of SmackDown, because there's no one else. They have not been able to refill that vacuum left by Naomi when she left over to Monday Night Raw. We need to find somebody else that isn't named Nia Jax. Otherwise, we're just spinning our wheels. That's not a disrespect to Nia Jax. I don't want to give it to somebody just because it's the default only heel on the brand. I'd like to see more. And it's just the least appetizing of all the three matches, if you ask me. I think this is a situation of Santi is the little Santi Goldilocks, right? Going through, yum, 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 yum. This one is too salty. Yum, 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 yum. No, this one's too sugary. Yum, yum, yum. This one is just right. The just right is Stephanie and Tiffany.
Yeah, I'm with you only because I still haven't necessarily been convinced that Jade has taken that strap. She did look phenomenal in that match with Tiffany. She really, really did, but I'm still not there just yet. I also want it to be Stephanie versus Tiffany, and I want Stephanie to get the win. Because she needs it more. Tiffany's already been, doing her thing as champion. She's been doing a great job, and I think Stephanie right now is going to need every single tool to keep that light shining for her. So I want Stephanie to go out there, show what she can do, and defeat Tiffany Stratton and have it be like this big moment of, okay, this new champion has really arrived on the scene. So that is what I'm hoping for in that end of things. Thank you, Steven. We got Anthony Giuliano here who says, hey, Denise, did you see the prices for WrestleMania? $900 for nosebleeds. So tomorrow the pre-sale tickets go on sale for WrestleMania. I did see an article that was put out by Post Wrestling where they did show what the expected prices are going to be for WrestleMania. And apparently it's basically the same prices that you saw last year for WrestleMania. Santi, I'm going to ask you a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it. Are you surprised?
I'm surprised there's not more. So yeah, sure. I guess I am surprised. I think they're going to be more. It seems like the correct strategy for those that are intending on going to shows is literally wait till the day of, unless you want to get those like on location packages, meet and greets. Well, first of all, if you can afford those, then the conversation of ticket pricing doesn't matter to you, rich boy, because clearly you're fucking loaded. But if you want to make sure that you get the best deal, Wrestlepalooza prices chasmed on the day before and the day of.
Did they really, Santi?
Yeah.
Like what prices? I didn't see that. Like what price changes were we seeing?
There were like I know of like some TikTokers that were able to get day of tickets near the front row, like the first 3 rows, and like third row was $5,000. They got it for $600. So like a huge spike down on the day of and the day before. So keep that in mind.
5,000 to 600?
Yeah. If you're willing to wait that long, it's the play.
Wow, I'm mesmerized right now. I am fucking mesmerized. Hey, listen, I do think that's the way to go. Holy shit, that is, I didn't know it was like that much of a decrease in pricing.
Yeah.
But wow, that's, I mean, because who the fuck is gonna spend $5,000 on a seat, yo? That's crazy. I would feel horrible.
That 5,000 was for like the 6th, 7th row at one point for Wrestlepalooza.
If you're a shorty, you ain't even gonna see shit once you're in those rows. I know this.
Yeah, floor seats beyond third row are worse than lower bowl seats.
Yeah, you're better off in the 100s or like 200s or whatever. You'll get a better view for sure. Thank you so much, Anthony. We got Oscar Lara. What's up, Oscar? He says, I'm curious if Ivy Nile becomes La Grande Americana and joins Los Americanos. Well, there was a big sign in the audience today that said push Ivy Nile.
I like it.
I wasn't necessarily surprised. I was a little surprised at people being like, okay, push Ivy Nile, because I don't feel like there's been that much conversation around Ivy. She's just one of the people that we like rarely see on the show, which is unfortunate, but there's quite a few people like that on the show. Were you taken aback by that, Santi?
Taken aback by the Ivy Nile support?
Yeah, mainly because not that many people have like, it's not one of those names. For example, like Karrion Kross, when there was like so many people going out there and supporting, it's not one of those names where there's like this huge wave of people being like, push this person.
Yeah, I am surprised of any sort of like movement towards an Ivy Nile push. That's coming from an Ivy Nile like supporter. I think that she's awesome. If for those that watch my YouTube videos regularly, like often enough, like I speak about how I think it'd be fun if they do Ivy Nile versus Stephanie Vaquer for the Women's World Championship as a feud. Why not? Obviously have Stephanie win, but it's a new match, new feud, grease the wheels for a Stephanie championship run while you just try and throw something at the wall with Ivy Nile, because whenever Ivy Nile is in the ring, she's good. Like she has good matches. She just doesn't get any.
No, she doesn't. And she has done a good job in the matches that we did see her in. I don't know what might be missing there that they don't at least put her in there to at least be a body to have some matches with these wrestlers. So, I mean, hey, you need people that the champions can defeat. That's not a bad spot to be in. I know everyone wants to be at the top, but sometimes you got to start somewhere. Being on TV, that's at least a win right there. Thank you, Oscar. We got PWS here who says, Santi, one question, 27-0 lead or Super Bowl 29?
Neither. Move on, Denise.
Oh, okay. Is this like something that hurts your feelings?
Yeah, they're trying to hurt my feelings.
Oh, damn. Did it work?
It did.
Thank you, PWS. We got Ledwin Bowden here, Al Boogie here, who says, I bought SummerSlam tickets from the parking lot right as the show started, and I got floor seats for $155. Bro, you did it from the parking lot? I would never trust that. Would you, Santi? Because I would.
Hell no. I think I'm getting scammed.
Yeah, I would be scared to buy just like off the streets. There's no way. Thank you, Ledwin. And hey, it worked out for you. I'm so glad to hear that. We got Anthony Giuliano here who says, I wanted to go to WrestleMania next year, but not paying those prices. So I'm going to do all the meet and greets and WrestleCon in Las Vegas. That's the thing. So last year, like I did a whole video on all these shit you can do WrestleMania week, Santi, without actually going to WrestleMania. There's so much, man. Alone, I remember at the Circa Hotel, which is where I stayed out, and Reg ended up taking part in this. They had this massive TV, like it's huge, and they got like 5 pools, and people could literally be in the pool sipping martinis and bathing as they're watching WrestleMania on big ass screens. Like it was crazy. Reg went and he was like, yo, that was a really cool experience. And a lot of people go, they're getting more popular, but there's all these watch parties, like literally every single restaurant. There's private rooms if you want to get a private room for you and your friends, and all of these different places, like all over Las Vegas, they were promoting, you can come watch WrestleMania here on this screen and get food here. If you pay for the ticket, you get free food, or you pay for the food, you get to watch the show for free. There are options out there of things that you can do. Thank you, Anthony. We got Matt Logan here who says, I received a free TWL membership last weekend. Thank you, Matt. Let's go. And he's also a DWO member now for 4 months. We got Anthony Giuliano here who says, Santi, you forgot Chelsea Green is a heel on SmackDown. We can push Chelsea and get Tiffany versus Chelsea. Would you be interested in that, Santi?
Oh yeah, like I didn't say that there weren't other heels on SmackDown. I'm talking about heels in the main event that they're willing to use in the main event. And if they're willing to push Chelsea, hell yeah, I'm down. I'm in. But like the depth chart here is Nia Jax, Chelsea Green, then Candice LeRae. That's kind of where we're at on SmackDown.
Yeah, it's not that great. By the way, Ledwin clarified. We completely misunderstood. He says, I bought the tickets from Ticketmaster, but I was in the parking lot when I did it.
I thought he was talking like there was a dude that opened up his trench coat and there were watches, Rolexes, and WrestleMania tickets in there.
That's literally what I thought, dude. I was like, bro, you're brave, because I would have never done that. All right, I'll book you. Thank you for the clarification. All right, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes having an opening promo. Seth Rollins wants to know what Cody Rhodes thinks of him. Cody Rhodes tells him what he thinks of him, and they go in a bunch of circles, and eventually Cody says, what do you care what I think about you? And then the big moment at the end was Cody basically saying that Seth has not gotten one win on Cody Rhodes. This kind of took a second here. We kind of danced around a bit between Seth and Cody, but overall, what is your excitement meter level with Seth and Cody, champion versus champion at Crown Jewel?
I immediately like that there's already a story, an attempt to build to something. If you remember last 2 Crown Jewel matches, Cody Gunther, Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, like they put in 0 effort in terms of building story and building narrative. They literally just relied on, let's fight for the big goofy championship, which by the way, it seems like they retired. Now it's just focusing on the ring. I don't know if you caught up on that.
Remember they promoted that Saudi, you know how they had like that superstore or that big place where fans could go? Yeah. I think the belts are there. Like they were specifically made so that the fans could go and view the belts. That's why I think the wrestlers don't actually travel with them. It's for the fans. Yeah.
But you think like at this event, whoever wins gets the belt, or
I'm pretty sure
for another ring? Okay,
I'm pretty sure. I would assume so, unless they want to keep them there in Saudi, because mind you, like this was a Saudi thing.
It was, yeah. But I like that there's an actual story and an actual narrative, and not just champion versus champion. We don't need to do anything. We're just going to rely on it being a dream match and put in 0 effort. The story here is already ready baked. You know, like you don't have to do that much heavy lifting to get people to care about Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. You just need to turn the dial back to 2023, hit back on those story beats, mention the WrestleMania 40 stuff, and build from there. Boom, right there. And that's all, they did all of those things in that segment. So I'm pleased with this first interaction.
They have great history, and I've liked all of their matches, WrestleMania, Hell in a Cell, all of that. I've liked what they've done, so I feel like in-ring wise, I actually feel like some of my favorite Cody matches in WWE since his return were against Seth Rollins. So I'm looking forward to the wrestling side of it. The promo side of it didn't necessarily have me jumping out of my seat, but I'm more so looking forward to the graps between both of them. We got Infamous Raider Loco here who says, clap, clap, clap for your response. But yes, also looking forward to CVV interview. Have a great night, you both. I'll finish the post show tomorrow. Hashtag bad blood, Denise Epic. Thank you so much, Frank. We got Matt Logan here who says, news on Piper Niven may have a very serious injury. I have not seen anything of that. Have you, Santi?
Yeah, I received a DM from somebody that works on my channel saying the news story of WWE Piper Niven injury could be career ending. But I'm trying to find, like, I just see it from Wrestling News Co. I think they're a news aggregator. Here, I can DM it to you.
All right, thank you. Let me see what hold on one second. I think I have a
I just DM'd it to you.
Let's see. Thank you. Let me go on Twitter.
It's a long post.
Sorry about that, guys. Let me just catch up on this really quickly here, just to make sure what is happening here. All right, so let me see. According to this here, let me just see what the source is. So this was posted by Wrestling News Co. Let me just see who they cite here. He says they say a new report has provided an update on the status of Piper Niven, who's been out of action since late August during a recent episode of Wrestling Observer Live. Okay, so this is from Brian. Reported that there's a concern within WWE that Piper is dealing with a potentially career-threatening injury. This report follows an initial one from Fightful Select, which first confirmed Niven was injured, although the specific nature and severity of the injury have not been disclosed. Brian Alvarez said, quote, there's concern that it could be career ending. That's kind of about it. Like, there's just, she hasn't been on TV since August 22nd episode of SmackDown from the Dublin, Ireland show. And her last televised match was a victory over one half of the WWE Women's Tag Champion, Charlotte Flair, approximately 1 month ago. And there hasn't been anything else. So it's literally just that she's apparently suffering an injury. They don't know exactly what, and it could be very serious. That's not something that I expected to see today, Santi. And you never like to see it with any professional wrestler, especially someone like Piper Niven, who has always been a really good wrestler, a really great performer. She's actually very funny too, which we've seen on social media and on TV. But Piper has, I think, been constantly underestimated over and over on TV, Santi, is honestly what I have to say about that. For a long time, you know, Vince McMahon, when he was last running things, he had her as Dewdrop. And I mean, that should kind of put into perspective kind of how they saw her during that time period. Once Triple H went back, they took off the Dewdrop name, went back to Piper Niven, but she's been in a comedic role for the most part with Chelsea Green, which has been cool. But I think she could be, for example, she could be somebody like Nia Jax that could be this big top heel on a card if they wanted to push her in a more serious direction.
Yeah, I agree. Obviously, I'm hoping for the best news possible here. You know, when you hear something like this, you immediately start thinking of all of the worst possible scenarios. I'm going to obviously not jump to any conclusions until we hear more. But we did see Chelsea Green posting that they're looking for a new member of the Secret Service. So it is kind of starting to connect, right? Like I'm starting to see how the two are connected here. I'm starting to lean towards the news being the worst possible scenario.
Damn, I wonder what happened. Thank you so much, Matt. God. All right, we got Bob Ross Jr. Thank you, Bob. He says, all I got to say is that the build to the women's war games has officially begun. Also, I just spent $500 on college football rivalry game ticket for Saturday. It better be worth it. Oh, I'm sure it will be. That sounds like it's going to be a blast. College football game, rivalry. Yeah, that sounds like it'll be a really, really great time, Bob. And yeah, I'm excited for what they're going to do for women's war games. I was under the so I'm guessing there's two options here right now, two scenarios, Santi, and I wonder which one is more intriguing to you. Is it a team Becky versus a team AJ, or is it a team Rhea or EO and all of those versus team Asuka, you know, like that sort of thing. I'm not really sure what option there is, but I think both are presumably good options.
Yeah, I'm also expecting Stephanie to be part of that. I really think that Stephanie's not going to have a proper feud for that Women's World Championship until like December.
I'm worried about that. That's going to hurt her if they do that.
Because I think it's going to be feud for the crown jewel. And then immediately after that, I think she's going to be part of WarGames, Team EO, Team Rhea. They've already set that up. She's got problems with Asuka. And then after that, it's the return of one person, Liv Morgan. It's perfectly timed, actually. It's perfectly timed.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're probably going to expect now for the next couple of months. Thank you so much, Bob. We got Steven Martrulli here who says, who wins, Cody or Seth? Honestly, I mean, you can keep it going with Cody, but it might be Seth just so that he can finally get a win there.
I think Seth should win.
Yeah, I can see it. He needs one. All right. Thank you, Steven. We got Anthony Giuliano here says, Denise, what did you think of ESPN slam WWE for the show? I think everybody's allowed their own opinion. I honestly could care less. When I saw people were really upset about it on Twitter, I thought, are you really upset about it though? Like, really? And I also feel another thing, and this is totally opposite of that, but I'm like, of all weeks to be mad about something someone says or how someone feels. Not this week, baby. Not this week. Thank you, Anthony Giuliano.
With it being ESPN and giving them a WWE, it's almost like a dad telling their son, listen, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Just disappointed. But can you imagine what the conversation would have been if they got in them an A+? They would have been like shills.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they had to go with like the medium, right? They had to use a curve to grade this.
There's no winning. There's no winning in any of these situations. All right, we got Randy Howard here who says second and third row this year, $35,000. Next year, $50,000. Bro, that's a down payment for a house, okay? Can you imagine trying to fathom buying tickets for that price? No, thanks.
That's a whole ass car, man.
Yeah, honestly, that it's sad, but it's true. You know what match I really loved today, Santi? Like had a genuine blast with it. The New Day and Grayson Waller versus the War Raiders and Penta. This match kicked ass, man. I didn't even realize how much fun this one was gonna be. I went into it being like, oh, I don't know. I had like no thoughts, and then all of a sudden, I found myself marking out like every 2 seconds for this. This was enjoyable.
Yeah, there's just nothing to talk about. It was a good match. And that's it. Like literally, like where does this go? I don't know. And guess what? I also don't care. They got like Penta and the War Raiders that is just not what I want. That is not what people want Penta to be teamed up with. If you're gonna force Penta to be in the tag team division, the War Raiders is not who we want them with. All right.
But the War Raiders did so good today, though. And I like that they're bringing back the Raw is War.
Great. 3 people cared. You're one of them.
Me, yes, I'm one of them. All right. Look, I'm sorry, but I cheer for the big, meaty dudes, especially the ones that can fly. I like it.
Yeah. All right. It's a great match. Great match.
Yeah,
but like, I don't think we can break it down more than just that.
Yeah, it was a fun match. All right. We got Bayley defeating Roxanne Perez. Dude, you know what I'm really mad about with this? Is that this match should have happened a whole long time ago. When I saw that they announced this match on social media, my response was finally, but also it could have been done sooner when there was an actual story between Bayley and Roxanne.
We thought it was a WrestleMania match, remember?
Yes,
we thought it was going to end up being at WrestleMania.
And it didn't happen. And we finally did get the match, but it's not about them, though. It's not about them. It's about Bayley and Lyra's really weird relationship where Bayley's sort of like loving her 1 minute and then the next she's treating her like shit. And Lyra's just confused by it. I'm liking it. I'm interested. I'm with it. And that's about the extent of that. All right, we do have Rusev versus JD McDonough. The biggest part of this story, Rusev defeated JD, tapped him out. But the big thing was that Dominic Mysterio had the chance to help JD McDonough, but didn't. He held back. And Finn Balor ran out there and helped him out afterwards once the match was already over. But he was pissed. He was pissed at Dominic Mysterio for not doing anything. And I mean, hey, finally this dissension, it has to happen at some point.
Is it possible that Dom might actually lose the title next week? Because it's got a championship match with Rusev. That like nobody comes out to help him.
Wait, it's Dominic versus Rusev next week, right? For Raw?
Next week. Yeah.
No, that would be such a bad call. No, I like Rusev, but right now it's not the time to have him be the one to drop the title to Dominic. Plus, Penta has said that he's coming for He's already said both titles. He said the Mega Championship. He wants the Mega Championship and he wants the Intercontinental Championship. He's made mentions of those on 2 separate shows. If anybody should be, right, exactly. If anybody should be taking the title away from Dominic, it's Penta.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. So what's the play here with Rusev then? What's the long play? We still just takes the L. Okay.
We'll move on. I don't find something else for him. I don't know, but
because I know we're all waiting for Ilya Dragunov, right? Like, does he factor in?
Dude, he's long overdue. He's been gone officially. This month is a year. I went to go check today because I had forgotten how long it had been since he had been out. Tore his ACL in September of 2024. He was supposed to be out for 6 to 9 months. It's now a year. So I'm wondering if it's like he's still taking the time to recover or if now he's just waiting for his creative. There hasn't been any updates.
I mean, him and Rusev sounds like a match made in heaven, if you ask me.
Yeah. Alrighty, everyone. That is it for us here today. That was Monday Night Raw. Thank you so much to everybody who came out, hung out with us each and every single week to chat some Monday Night Raw. Santi, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me.
Oh, wait. Pause. I know where they can find you. Marking now for Adam Copeland on AEW TV. I was like, they would catch Santi as he was bowing down to Adam Copeland.
That is Canadian royalty. As a Canadian, is tradition. You must bow down to Adam Copeland.
So funny. All right, now tell the people where they can find you.
All right, you can find me at all things Santi Zap. Denise, where can people find you?
They can find me.
It doesn't matter.
Bro, I roasted me. You roasted me. Everyone roasted me.
All right, sorry, go on.
I'm done. No, I'm not going to say nothing. No one can find me nowhere. I'm in the mud. @ Denise Salcedo. You see how scared I was to say that? You see how terrified I was to say that?
That's good. I want you to walk on eggshells whenever we're working together. That's the relationship I want.
Terrible. All righty, guys. Thank you so much. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye, everyone.